Hey everybody, hope you're doing great today. This is Paul from the Aquarium. Today's video, I'm going to take you through a tour of my fish room, just give you an update on what's going on right now. I still have one tank that I need to get up and running. I've got some fish, new fish. I've moved some fish as well too. I had a bunch of Julidochromis fry you might have seen in one of my past videos. The fry have all been sold off either through auction or traded in at local stores. So the parents have been moved as well too. I'll show you here in a minute what's going on with these tanks. So let's take a look. I'll start off with the new fish here. Got some otocinclus there. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 right there. 4 or 5. The other 2 are probably hiding in there somewhere. So I originally started off with 8, purchased 8, actually traded in. So this tank used to be where the Julidochromis parents were. This is where most of their spawning, this is where all of their spawning took place. And I would just remove the fry over here and then transfer them to a 40-gallon breeder tank. So as I mentioned in past videos, I just kept this wild, let the algae kind of go crazy in here. Because the Julidochromis are grazers, they graze on the algae, so it was nice for the fry. They had something to graze on, I didn't have to feed them regularly. They had plenty of food in here. So the benefit for that as well, as you can see, these otocinclus have plenty to munch on as well. So I started off with 8, purchased 8 from a local fish store. 1 passed away, unfortunately, I don't know why, well after the 30-day quarantine period. But these guys have plenty to eat in here, so I really don't put any supplemental food in here as of yet. So they've got plenty of algae to munch in here. So the original plan was to quarantine them here for 30 days and then move them to this tank over here. This is my 75-gallon. Bunch of algae in here. So the reason I did not, see if I can find him, is this big guy here. Electric blue Cara. Friendly fish, gets along with the autocats that are in this tank, but the larger fish and those otocinclus are kind of small, so maybe he would make a snack of them, maybe he wouldn't, but I didn't want to risk it at this point. There's one of the autocats down there. Orange Venezuelan. There's 4 in here. So with this one too, I do have some algae issues, as you can see. Not many fish in there, so they're not overfed. I've got this Monstera plant here, and this light. I think this light is what primarily causes the algae issues, because it basically a double light. I've got a AI blade up here, and then this light for the plants. So even though the tank is not overfed, with only being 5 fish, it's give a small amount, but plenty of algae in here, so I need to figure out something with this light. Right now I use the timer built on the light. I need to see if I can switch it to something else where it's not running for that long. Help control the algae in here. I might try Pleco in here. I haven't had recent luck with Plecos, but I might try one in here, see if they could help out with the algae. We'll see how these guys, and we'll see how these otocinclus grow out. They get a little bigger. As you can see, there's plenty of algae on this black wall here. They've cleaned off the rocks here somewhat. So plenty of them, plenty of food for them to eat in this tank. So I have this 10-gallon here, and I think I had around 15 cherry red shrimp. Fortunately, I've only got 1 left. Don't know what happened. I did add a couple of snails in here, but as you can see, this tank starting to have some blackbeard algae issues. So I'm going to try Might get some mono shrimp in here. There are 4 or 5 nearite snails in here. There's one down here you can see. One on the glass over here as well. So with my shell dwellers, Neolamprologus multifasciatus, they actually started breeding. Been in the tank for about at least a year, and so nobody was breeding, but all of a sudden I did see a group of fry come in here. These fry have been around for, let's say, 4 or 5 months so far. This is my shrimp tank here. It is a 40-gallon electric blue Neocaridina shrimp. Bunch around in here. So this is the tank that originally had a bunch of Julidochromis fry. I did ultimately move the parents in here, but I took them out, put them in a quarantine tank. So this guy over here, Saulosi, he's having some issues in the upstairs tank, getting picked on, lost a lot of weight. Wasn't sure if he was going to make it, but I brought him on to the quarantine tank, just kind of fed him and allowed him to recover here. There's a Tropheus fish in here. Sometimes he hides in between these. That might be him there in the corner. So I put this slate kind of object in here together, just some regular rocks in between slate with aquarium glue, just to give it some layers. That way if any fish do have any fry in here, or there's other fish who just wants to hide in here. So right now just the 2 of these are in here. As I mentioned, I sold off all the Julidochromis fry. I moved the parents because the parents actually were starting to pick a fight with the Tropheus. I guess they say Tropheus can be aggressive fish, but this Tropheus is pretty mellow. It was getting bullied around. So I moved the Julidochromis here, I'm going to show here in a second, into the quarantine tank that these 2 were originally in. So this is a 10-gallon tank. It's kind of an experiment tank. I put in a bunch of Java moss, some frog bit at the top, some other plants in there. As you can see, it kind of grew as a mess. I need to top it off with water. If I'm going to top it off with water is another question. I may just clean all of it out, and then maybe switch this to the quarantine tank. So as I mentioned, I moved the Julidochromis to this tank over here. You can see them. They're hiding in that's their cave. The male I had to net out. The female was hiding in the cave, so I just scooped up the cave, water and all and fish, and just brought it back in here. So this was my quarantine tank, where the other fish were. No substrate, just a bunch of plants, some snails. Needs some cleaning over here. You can see the mulm was kind of kicked up last time I did some rearrangement of the tank in terms of the bringing in new inhabitants, and then kick some water up when cleaning the tank as well too. So I need to clean it out, do a little gravel whacking. So I've been thinking, I like the 20-gallon size just because it's double the water compared to a 10-gallon for quarantine. So I was thinking of getting another 20-gallon, and then just, as you can see, my cinder block stand here. Excuse the rest of the mess. But then dropping down this one level, adding some cinder blocks, basically spreading those cinder blocks out, so moving that one there, dropping the tank down one level, and then stacking up some more cinder blocks on each side, and then adding another 20-gallon, which would basically go above this as a quarantine tank. Since the parents are here, I can just leave them here. They haven't bred for about 6 to 8 months, so I'm thinking it might be the end of their breeding cycle, but I mean, they still hang around with each other, kind of exhibit the typical breeding patterns. They might have some eggs in there I can't really see in there. I just leave them alone. But if I need another 20-gallon quarantine tank, then I might do that, or I might just convert this tank to a quarantine tank. This is my Lulubi and a single Julidochromis in here. This guy was battling with the other male, so I'm believing this is a male Julidochromis. So I just separated them. The Lulubi in here, they're pretty aggressive fish when it comes to each other. So my thought is, these are my original fish too when I got back into fish keeping. I had them in my tank upstairs, brought them down, just kind of want to change the fish out there. I'm kind of getting a little bit over the cichlids. While the cichlids are fun, just their aggression levels can be annoying at times too. So since these are my OG fish, original fish, I'm going to keep them here. Here, these fish seem to be pretty mellow so far. The Saulosi is mellow. It's obviously just a solo Saulosi. There's no breeding opportunities for it. And the Tropheus, who is hiding, also seems pretty mellow. But I want to add some dither fish just at the top over there, some tropical fish, something medium to large size, just to make that Tropheus less skittish. Add some color to the tank as well too. Similarly with this one, I started off with 2 electric blue Cara. One died. It might have been both the same male, female, I'm not sure. I don't know if it was aggression or whatnot. I mean, they say Caras aren't usually aggressive, but in this case I got it. I got the pair for pretty much free, considering I traded Julidochromis fry to the fish store and just grabbed these pair, but the one unfortunately passed away. But this one has been surviving and thriving. So I do want to get some dither fish in this one too, thinking maybe Congo tetras. But that's also why I need the quarantine tank. So once I get them, quarantine them for 30 days, and then before I introduce them to this tank. Same thing with this tank too, just with the otocinclus. I do want to get some additional fish in here, just some free swimming, maybe some sort of tetras in here too, just to add some color and some activity to the tank. Here is some activity in the shrimp tank. I dropped some food in there, so you can see they're busy. Same thing with this, there's a bunch of shrimp all over the tank over here. Just kind of scattered around. But it's a pretty large tank and the plants are going pretty nice, so I'm thinking of adding some fish in here as well too, just to increase the activity in the tank. So as mentioned, I've got a 33 long tank. It's been sitting here, preparing it very slowly. Not ready to go yet. I just painted the back of it. I plan on setting it above this 40-gallon tank over here with the Julidochromis and Tropheus fish, so it'll be right above it. Once I add some more cinder blocks, same type of thing, probably just going to add some tropical fish, probably some corridoras, maybe some other sorts of tetras, or something else, some other colorful fish in there. Plan on doing that hopefully within the next couple of months, assuming I get the time and the inclination to do it. But that's the updated tour for my current setting of the fish room. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What kind of fish do you recommend for some of these tanks where I noted I'm going to get some additional fish? If you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments below. I'll definitely provide an updated video later on once I get this tank set up and get some additional fish in here, just to show how everything is going. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.